So 1:15. That was just 70 kilos. Knee's been achy on. What's up, Daniel? My left knee's been giving me issues on jerks or push presses, any sort of dipping motion like that. So wanted to do 70 twice to make sure that I could feel no discomfort. It's quite hot out today. It's nice. This will be 100. Nope. Man, it's an odd thing too, because it's like right on the, not under my kneecap, but like next to it. And it's right at the bottom of the dip. So it's been, I don't feel it when I squat. Like when I hit that PR the other week, no discomfort on the squat, none on snatches, none on cleans. It's literally just the split jerk, the dip drive, and also holding in the split. So I haven't clean and jerked well. I haven't like been able to, frankly. It hasn't even been like a technical thing. It's just been like, ow, it hurts. I can't do it. But I'm not really sure. I mean, I would imagine that if it was something serious, that A, I wouldn't be PRing my squat. I'd be having a lot more discomfort doing any movement. So, just trying to get it to feel right. I kind of need to do clean and jerks at some point. No, I don't. Why would I do curls? So I started out the first half hour not saying anything to chat. People to say random stupid stuff. What do you do curl? Do curl with weight. I don't curl. I curl once a month with dumbbells. But you can say whatever you want, EJ. I don't do curls. All right. Good. No discomfort. Really just trying to set my hips back more. Trying to keep it in my heels. EJ, you can go be dumb somewhere else. In fact, I have the power to force you to go be dumb somewhere else. I have the power. There's always one guy who has like an undeserved sense of entitlement about something. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, it was but like left knee, no discomfort, doing a lifetime PR squat and then doing a 130 clean and jerk. Couldn't even do the jerk. So this is 115. 100, I didn't have any discomfort, which is good. And hopefully this one feels good too. So a single here, and ideally I'd go up, but mostly just want to hit this weight and not be in pain. I'm trying to push my knees out more and set my weight back in my heels. I think that's putting it more in my hips and not so, I'm always forward, but not as forward as normal. So hopefully that is technically correct, but also alleviates the burden. Alright. I just did a bad rip. Nothing felt uncomfortable though. So I'm gonna redo the reps. If you don't feel the vibe of the music today, it's just so nice out. I listened to a little bit when I warmed up, but I much, even though I missed that, my feet felt a little weird as far as like the positioning of where they are, but the dip drive and all of that felt good as far as pain. So we're gonna come back and attack it again. So that's really encouraging. Part of me just wants to go up to 120, but I'm going to establish that this weight is going to feel alright. The power clean actually felt really good too, which is good. Yeah, that bass is crazy. Like it made my shed vibrate. That's insane. Like an earthquake driving up the neighborhood. And my dynamic warm-up was mowing the grass in the backyard. I didn't really think about even doing it today. I came out and was like, you know, I might as well just do the back. Usually that's what I do, is I just do the backyard one day and the front yard on another. But I did all the mowing and weed whacking and stuff in the back, and then another day in the week I'll do the front and all the stuff up there. I don't know why you're telling me all your exercises. But yeah, we'll try to put my feet in a better position. I felt like they were almost too wide. I'm not necessarily trying to put them wider. Just trying to make sure my feet are pointing out just a little bit more, so my knees track out further. So I think that is allowing my knee to not have that discomfort, but also trying to keep the weight back in my heels a bit more. So then, pressure washing is fun. That's definitely a summertime activity though. I don't have the urge to do that now. I did that last summer of all the sidewalks and stuff. It took me, I don't really have, like I have a decent pressure washer, but I don't have one that's good enough to want to do the whole driveway again. So I definitely won't be partaking in that, but it's good for like the siding if I ever need to, you know, wash that off or whatever. But even if I don't get this again, I'm already feeling confident that the dip drive feels good. I was concerned that like my knee was just going to keep degrading with just that specific movement. And it's odd because like snatching is no discomfort. Warming up, anything. Like there's nothing, like my right knee's more in, I have to warm up my right leg more than my left. And then it's just nothing. Ooh, there's a little bit. So hopefully this one feels the same and I can push it back a little bit better. Last one was close. My feet were just kind of in a weird position, and I pushed it forward, which I always do. There's a cat in my yard now. What are you doing? I think it's the neighbor's cat, although it looks a little different. That's hilarious. I usually see it in my front yard, or my driveway and stuff, never usually in my backyard. Alright. I felt the knee a little bit on that one. I was able to get through it. Stranger danger. Yeah, like the power clean looks really easy. Push press even looks easy. See if the cat's still there. He abandoned me. Probably went to go try to catch a bird. We'll throw 120 on, redo the ear wraps, and see how it goes. Yeah, knee pain definitely stinks. And I just don't like it because it's like everything feels good, and it's right when you have to be like committed to doing jerk or whatever, or like I did the jerk the other day and like that front foot landed and didn't feel good. So it's like, well, really hard to commit to a lift. Well, like even that last one, like I felt a little bit on the push press part and nothing on the power clean, so it's one of those things that's, as long as it, I mean, I'm trying to attack it through, obviously, trying not to irritate it more if it's truly irritated, but I'm trying to do more mobility, because I was like already doing stuff like shoulder rehab stuff, and I was like, that's already feeling good shoulder wise. I was like, I kind of just need to do that, just stretch my lower body as well. Not that I'm necessarily inflexible, but more hip, and for me it's like hip and back mobility that are lacking relatively. I guess shoulders as well, but like my hamstrings and ankles are really mobile. I feel like hamstrings are just easy to stretch though. I don't know though. So 120 will be real good. ideally I could even do more, but I've been struggling, so. Knees over toe, yeah. Yeah, the knees over toe is not the problem for me. It's my knee go ouchy when I quarter squat to do a jerk. All right, so I'm really confident in the power clean. Even if this push press kind of goes poorly, the goal is to put my body in the correct positions. So probably have my feet a little bit wider than what I'm used to, and really push my knees out. Still be aggressive with the dip drive, all of that. And then go ya yeet and get it above my head. Should I start to clean with the bar out here? See how it goes. Swing it back into me. Dip drive, didn't feel uncomfortable. Definitely dip forward a little bit. That actually gives me a lot of confidence because everything felt good. I just did a bad rep. But give it one more crack, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Throw the belt on. We'll fully cheat. Power clean feels good though, which is good confidence builder. Right. Try to stay upright more. mean, I pushed the right side really far forward, but the knee felt good. But I'm more excited that the knee felt good, even that the weight moved. So quite a few power cleans, but we definitely stopped there. Hopefully next week. So we'll be 2 weeks out. So then hopefully I can do or continue to feel good. Yeah, power clean, they all felt really good today. Push presses, I think a lot of it is because I haven't been able to dip drive, like it's off. But that was definitely good enough to get up. But it's actually really good. I mean, honestly, I mean, like 130 yesterday, it hurt to try to jerk. So the fact that I'm, doing a power clean and push pressing 120 without any discomfort is really encouraging. So what it's telling me is that sleeping well, mobility, and Girl Scout Samoa cookies are probably good for me. Definitely the cookies. But I think trying to make sure that one, my feet felt more in a normal position. The one before that, they were a little bit wider, but really just trying to dip back into my hips, trying to sit onto my heels a bit more. But yeah, I ate about 12 Samoa cookies before I came out here. Those things are, I get to say, like I bought 3 boxes for my niece and I ate one of them already and I got them yesterday. I get to sit and eat I could eat 3 boxes without even like thinking about it. They're so good. Alright. I will certainly take a day like today. That worked out really well. So then tomorrow will be squats and pulls, unless I trip and die. But tomorrow will be squats and pulls, and then Wednesday will be a snatch and clean and jerk day. So hopefully I can clean and jerk well, aka actually clean and jerk. That would be cool. I don't know why that YouTube wanted me to hold that comment for a review, but I'm just I use a steel brush and clean the bar, so it gets the dust off, especially out here, because there's it's good to do that to any bar and any environment that it's in, but especially out here, it's good to always make sure you're brushing off the bar. I probably should oil it more frequently than I do, but just helps it from rusting worse than it would otherwise. What I think I'm going to do now, I usually train every day. So even yesterday, I went home, or Easter, well, I basically do train every day. Sometimes, like right now in prep, Fridays are really like, I guess essentially an off day. If I really want to, I'll come out and press or overhead, muscle snatch or something, but it's essentially an off day. I don't do anything strenuous. But all the other days are still lifting. So like today, no foot snatches, and then the power clean push presses that you saw. And tomorrow back squats and pulls. Wednesday snatch and clean and jerk. And then Thursday front squat and pulls are optional. And then like last Saturday I wanted to go heavy, but I felt so crappy. I didn't lift very well. So I didn't even, I was potentially going to squat and stuff on that day, but redid the day yesterday. So Sundays are usually light. If Saturdays go well, then Sundays are usually pretty light. If I'm really determined on Sunday and Saturday went really poorly, sometimes I'll just redo that session. If I don't clean and jerk heavy. If I attempt heavy clean and jerks, I won't redo the session because it just won't work. But usually I can come back from snatches and still snatch well the next day. But yeah, usually I'm trying to be less aggressive, not train hard every day. Not that I necessarily have every day a difficult session, but the volume that I do, I've tried to spread out more logically too. I think the mistake I would make in the past a lot is I would do, like today, I would have do 2 exercises and then I would squat and pull and then I would try to do anything the next day. When like I did 2 days of volume in one day, which like if you have to, you want to train 4 days a week, you can get all that stuff done in one day. But what I like to do is 2 good exercises each day, about sometimes 3, and then like Saturdays is kind of like the crazy day to do everything. So currently I'm trying to put Saturdays as the heavy day of the week for classic snatch and clean jerk, and Saturday or Wednesdays being like almost a practice day, but like that can be heavy if I feel good. And then Tuesdays being focused on a squat. That's like when I did the squat PR last week was on a Tuesday. And then Thursdays are currently is to just build tolerance to the front squat. But conversely, for instance, if I know like I'm not going to be able to train on a Thursday, for instance, I can condense a session, and that's what I have found is better too, as far as just flexibility. If I know like I was on interviews last week. I actually still squatted on that day, but like I can adapt things a little bit easier and condense things. It's easier to do that than to essentially before, if I would do 4 exercises and snatch, clean, jerk, squat, and pull, then like sometimes even press, like I'm just too fatigued to get quality work in some of the accessory movements. And what I find is just doing the squats on a subsequent day, I can work at them harder, and it's usually I'm better recovered for them and I recover better from them, so everything kind of works better with them. And kind of like today, like mentally it's stressful to do weightlifting relative to doing squats and pulls, and so like today is more like mentally difficult in the sense that like you have to think a lot more on what you're doing. And then squats and pulls is more of like I just do them, like it's just hard but it's not mentally difficult. But yeah, right now I'm doing front squats once a week because they're just uncomfortable. I'm not doing volume with them. I'm getting my volume in through back squats. I didn't squat yesterday because I didn't have time, because I went home to see family. Saturday I felt so bad, so I kind of missed the squat session. But I try to make sure kind of now like I get for sure like 1 volume session in a week. I have a progression kind of planned out that will drop down as the competition gets closer, essentially do a top single. And now like since I did that PR, like I'm not squatting heavier than 225 or 230 prior to the competition for a back squat. And so work up to between 220 and 230 and then drop down. And right now I think this next session will be either sets of 8 or sets of 5, I forget which, but just kind of linearly progress the volume sets and then decrease the intensity of them, and then linearly decrease the volume that I'm doing with them. So eventually they just kind of dissipate, and then the week before, whatever, relatively lighter. I think the last session will be Wednesday or Thursday, and I'll do snatch, clean, jerk, and front squat. And for me, it's like as long as it's heavy, it doesn't really matter the exact number, especially for me for front squats, because I usually move fine. If I can hold a position, the speed's usually fine on them. It's just like it's not like, oh no, if I can't do 190, I'm not going to clean jerk well. Like I did a whole prep without front squats and clean jerk fine, because I'm not built well for front squats, and so they usually they hover around what I can clean and jerk, or clean for sure. Because like last week I clean or a front squat at 175 pretty easily, and I did 182 a week or two before, or 183, one of the two. And my best clean ever is 176, and like at that time when I cleaned 176, like I don't even know if I was front squatting that. Like it was just all back squats. So for me, as long as I can build the tolerance, because I'm trying to do them more or try to build them up a little bit as I get closer to the competition, just to build the tolerance to them, but also to hopefully carry over a little bit on jerks. I think that's one reason why the push presses today actually went well, is I have been doing sprint squats, and I think as I dissipate the from that last week, that really heavy squat, and start to try to build the speed of the reps, and I think a lot of the recovery difficulties I'm having right now will start to dissipate as well. So then they'll start to, these last 3 weeks or whatever, will start to feel really just good every time I'm trying to do snatch and clean jerk, which is the goal. I'm not trying to hit another squat PR. It's not really useful at this point. It's more so to just move a heavy weight, a relative heavy weight fast or relatively fast. So it's not as if I'm going to move like 230 super fast or 220 or 225, hyper fast or anything like that. But the goal is to move it relatively fast. Obviously, if I try to go up to like 240, I'm just going to be moving it. It's going to be too slow, but also it's like the recovery from that's going to be too slow as well. So I'm trying to move those aggressively, trying to still build the legs up a little bit. I'm gonna take that weight off the bar, but I'm just gonna do band work, some shoulder accessory stuff, and honestly, a lot of it's been working. I just look up rotator cuff rehab. So that's probably honestly what's wrong with my shoulder. Something with the rotator cuff, but do a lot of those exercises and shoulders feeling better. Trying to stretch it a lot. Bob and Brad, those the OGs of physical therapy. Add some of those stretches in, and that's really, it's like if you're trying to figure out what accessory work to do, pick an area of your body that hurts. Look up the rehab exercises for that, and obviously you have to kind of pick and choose what's going to be relevant to you, but also, you're not just going to stand there with no weight and just move your arms up and down, because you're not an 85-year-old woman who just is trying to get any sort of mobility back. Most people that lift need some sort of resistance, so a lot of band work is nice for that. And I would do it all the time when I play baseball. So like for me, it's like that feeling of doing it just feels really good. Pistol squats would just hurt my knee so bad. Speaking of not being built for front squats very well, I am not built well. I've done some, and they're just so unbelievably difficult. And I think that's just like the length of my legs, and like, obviously I don't like single leg movements in general. Same with like lunges, like those just irritate my knees no matter what state of training I'm in. Honestly, they're more mentally difficult than any sort of weightlifting movement I do. I'd rather do heavy front squats for reps than try to do lunges. I don't mind doing single leg movements necessarily, like leg extensions and stuff, but as soon as you have like a lunge or a step ups aren't too bad, but I just don't, when you do volume in the squat, like for me, it's like I'm not really worried about doing individual leg work. I'm more worried about doing the mobility, and yeah. I'm not saying that pistol squats are bad. They just it's kind of like Bulgarian split squats. I don't think they're bad. They just hurt tremendously for me to do. And when I say hurt, it's like joint hurt. Like that was when I had my knee scoped in college, as I tried to do them, and even now, if I set up to do them, I'm not motivated to do them because you have to do both legs, and it's a difficult lift mentally to do. But like it hurts my knee to do. I'm blowing my nose. It hurts my knee to do, which makes me not like them even more. And I'm talking about 0 pounds body weight discomfort. If I have to like assist with like a pole or something to do them without discomfort, and I've never really noticed that there was Yeah, I had my knee scoped when I was 21, I think. 20 or 21, around that time. So, like 10 years ago at this point. And even, it wasn't like a terrible, like I just had frayed cartilage, and they just went in this one and cleaned it up. But the recovery is real quick. So I've never had any like structural damage to my knees. And that was what's funny about that is that was before I even like really did a lot of squats and stuff. And I was on the tail end of playing baseball in college, and so that was just overuse, I'm sure. But no, the like the single leg stuff, like I'm not diametrically opposed, but I prefer leg extensions tremendously over any sort of other like lunge or stuff, because I feel like with those I can really control the contraction of my quads and really kind of pump the whole area. So I find that those help with my knees as well, because I like doing those really not like aggressively, but just trying to like really high reps to just get a quad pump, and it's pain. It's the same with like reason I don't do leg press and hack squats and stuff like that. It's like they irritate my knees in some sense, but also like the movement pattern is so similar to just regular squats that like I'm just overusing that range of motion. And not that I necessarily think that's the same with lunges and pistol squats and stuff like that, but um, I get enough stimulus from squats, and I don't really want to think about trying to strengthen, because a lot of if I'm going to do extra stuff, it's like rehab focused on like leg extensions. It's less about the quad itself and more about trying to just build the knees up through them, or at least get blood into the quad. That will obviously help the knees a little bit as well. And like back extension, same kind of thing. Like I'm not really worried about getting stronger through accessories a lot, unless it's upper body. I don't really think you can ever get too strong in your upper body, but trying to really focus on just getting blood into the muscles, because I think that helps with recovery, and it's just good to do. But like strength building through like lunges and stuff, it's not that it's bad or anything, but I just I don't really have the time in some sense, but I just really hate those movements. I rather like if that was the key to getting stronger, and that was like the only thing I wasn't doing, then I would just be like, all right, I'm just not gonna get stronger. Like I really don't like them that much. But as long as you're exerting those muscles in some sort of way, I think you can find. And that's like what's nice with a lot of those rehab videos is like you can find movements that are difficult to do or you don't like, and then you can find ones that are um, easier to do mentally and physically. And then you're going to have higher adherence to it, because with any sort of exercise regimen, whether it's, I mean, with literally anything, if there's a high resistance to like if it's kind of like seal rows. Like they're really hard to set up. It takes a while. The movement's fine, but like the setup is so difficult that like nobody really wants to set them up to do them. Uh, and that's a lot of movements that are just like, oh, it hurts every time I do it. It's not comfortable. I don't like it. I'm just like mentally have to fight my way through it every time, and it's like I don't want to get stronger at it even, because then it's harder, and I don't like it still. So it's, and I know that's how people probably feel about squats and stuff, but I don't. Obviously, I like doing those movements, and they don't bother me physically as much to do. But that being said, no more Samoa cookies, but I do have some wood I need to cut up, so I need to go find my has saw and chop those up so the trash people take them. But thanks for popping by, Hillsdale, Hillsdale. I will talk to you all in the next one. Deuces.